What got me into acting was a film my dad was the art director on called Goonies, and yeah, and Sean Astin is here too, which is pretty cool. And he had told me my mom was a graphic artist in the music and theater industry, and my dad was a set designer, art director, and eventually production designer in the film industry. So I was familiar with with that side of the business, and when I saw that movie, I realized then that I had, if I became an actor, I would have the opportunity to kind of live out these fantasies and things like that, and just have a blast and get to go on wild adventures, and it was very exciting for me when I had that epiphany. So I started acting within a year after seeing that movie, and started acting professionally about 8 months after I started acting in theater class. And first movie I did was a movie called Tucker with Francis Coppola directed, playing Noble Tucker. And from there it went on,
Why did I chose to become an actor? Because my writing and producing is not good at all. I tried very briefly to be in Stargate Atlantis. It didn't turn out. I thought I could play Beckett's younger, handsomer brother, and I'm gonna pass on this one. I actually wasn't a very good student. I had flunked out of 3 schools. I didn't know how to read, and the last school I went to was sort of a school for wayward kids, and they had a lot of wayward teachers there, and it was a wonderful school, a private school outside of Philadelphia. We were always threatened with that if we didn't make it there, our next step was military school. And one day, Mr. Biddle, who was when I was about 14 years old, Mr. Biddle came into class, 14 or 15, and he threw at me a book, and it was Henry V. And he said, in 2 months, for the spring, for the end of the year thing, we're going to be doing Henry V, and you're going to play Hal. And I learned the lines, with great difficulty, and I played Hal, and it was the first time I was good at anything in school. And so I began to just pursue it. So I sort of, that's how I became an actor.
I too actually was moved by a film. It was Sounder. I don't know if you guys remember Sounder, probably. And I remember thinking about the feelings that I was experiencing, and I thought, what a great way to make a living, trying to convey these different feelings and emotions, and be someone else, and so yeah, that's kind of what led me to it. And I always knew I wanted to be an actor, but just to be on the safe side, when I went to college, just to have something to fall back on, I went in as pre-med, and I wanted to be a brain surgeon in case acting didn't work out. You could imagine me.
But you've played one on this.
Yes.
It's a 2-part answer, really. When I was 7 years old, I had a neighbor who was a talent agent, and I played basketball with her son, and she said, "Hey, why don't you audition for a commercial?" So I walked in and ate a bowl of Wheaties, and they liked the way I ate Wheaties. A lot of gusto and passion. So in 1970, I did a Wheaties commercial with Bill Cosby. And so from that point on, I did not want to be an actor. I had an aversion to Wheaties after 18 bowls of Wheaties.
I thought you were going to say an aversion to black guys.
Breakfast of Champions. And then so I did theater and odd bits and pieces until I was graduating from college. And I was in college, and I had my application into the Air Force to go fly jets, and the RSC came through the college that I was studying at. That's the Royal Shakespeare Company, and I had been talked into taking a class in acting. I'd never taken a class in acting, but they didn't have enough guys to do Shakespeare. So I ended up doing scene work with members of the Royal Shakespeare Company, and one night while I had them at a party filled with football players, I asked them, I said, think I can make a living doing that? And they said, yeah, so I thought, okay. And that's probably the first time I ever thought, oh yeah, I'll make a living as an actor. Bill Cosby notwithstanding.